His time from yesterday, 6.578 at 2:10.24, secures that second qualifying position of the year, second consecutive, 22nd of your storied career, and he has won here at ZMAX in 2013 in the fall race. Jake, talk about conditions, a little hot, a little humid today. What were you guys working on in those two sessions going into Sunday?
Honestly, just working on consistency. The air was actually about the same as it was last night, which was about the same as it was in Q1, the first session yesterday. But yes, it was much warmer out today. Actually, a little more water in the air, but these Pro Stock cars thrive on barometer, and the barometer was up a couple ticks, which was adding a little, kind of canceling out some of the water horsepower loss there. So the goal today was obviously to try to remain number one in the field, and then also come finish number one in both the sessions. And the first session, I believe we were low with that 660, and then came back there in Q4 down lane 2 and just a little too aggressive. Spun the tire real hard, probably for the first quarter of a second to half a second, and the Pro Stock cars like to really labor out a little bit as they're really gaining engine speed and momentum, and we spun the tires real hard and lost quite a bit of ET right there. So still ran 662, which I was pretty happy with. And, I think this puts us in a good position to be set up for game day tomorrow, and running this 4-1.
How long did it take you to learn as a driver how much spin was okay and how much was definitely going to ruin your run?
Well, I've raced Pro Stock now for 20 years, so I've felt a lot of runs there and in between, and all the way to the other extreme where it's just slipping the clutch as hard as it could. So it's just a feel thing, quite honestly. Fortunately for me in that run, wasn't a whole lot I could do from behind the wheel except for trying to get it into second gear a little bit quicker, and so maybe the experience there kind of played in our favor, and was able to still salvage the run, get it into gear, get it going forward in second gear, and then so on and so forth. So still wasn't a bad run. I think Bo was low to 60 that session, so being 200s off of that with that going on was pretty pleasant.
Jackie, do you feel like if you mention tire spin or wheel spin to your brother over in Pro Mod or your nephew in Top Fuel, they'll just laugh at you?
They've got so much horsepower. Obviously, staring out the tower, 10,000 horsepower funny cars. The art is in clutch management without question. In the case of the Pro Mod you're referring to, the art is in the suspension and the way they're, hitting the tire using their shocks, and in their case, in Troy's case, the turbocharger, managing the timing as they launch. So, in Pro Stock, we really are trying to give it 110% at all times, and very little in my career are we trying to take power away from a 500 cubic inch motor, and to this day, we've done that very few times. So, we want more horsepower, and we'll learn how to manage it. But today was just a great setup day for Sunday, and again, proud as heck of the entire elite team. My teammate Eric Enders, number 2, right behind us, a couple thousandths of a second. So huge effort for everyone at Elite. We've got a lot of folks from Transportation Impact here this weekend, big supporters to Elite Motorsports. So it's great to have such early results, to showcase for them as well.
Jacob?
Jay, we talk all the time about all the championships you've won, but I think the number that shocked me was when Scott said a minute ago that this was only the 22nd number 1 that you've had over the course of your career. I'd have figured there'd have been more. I mean, is there something specific about qualifying that's just kind of, not, the races have been better for you than qualifying over the years?
No, I think, quite honestly, when I first came into Pro Stock, we had Warren Johnson and Jim Yates running up front by a pretty good margin, and we were able to snag quite a few wins in those first couple of years, and finished number 2 in the points 98, 99, and came back to win it all in 2000. we won it in the pits with crafty crew chiefs calls, and we won it on the track in combination with that in driving. So never really had a car that was consistently capable of qualifying on the pole in the #1 position. So hence that's the, we were 20 going into this year after 20 years, so now we're 1 a year, and we've got 2 already this year. So love nothing more than to parlay that, keep that same, craftiness in the pits. My crew chief Mark Ingersoll and Rick Jones, and see if I can't bring out some of that caginess behind the wheel and turn on some wind lights tomorrow.
Speaking of turning on some wind lights, I know it's a long way out from the end of the season, but you've got 5 titles. With the way the class is now, the competition, all these good drivers, how big would another championship, if you could get one this year, be for you, as compared to the performance you had the early part of your career?
Well, it would be huge without question. I mean, the competitiveness, the top, really 12 or so cars, and that's pretty consistent over the years. When I first started in pro stock, from 1 to 16, we might have been separated by 300 or 400 of a second. Things have changed just a little bit in the technology side. There's fewer teams building engines, and we've got really we've got a great group of 16 cars here. 12 of them are really, really strong, and it's going to be quite an effort to get it all done. But I think leading into the countdown, obviously we want to be one of the 10 in the top 10 as we conclude through Indianapolis with U.S. Nationals, and as we set our sights to return here to Charlotte for the first race of the Countdown to One effort. We want to win that Mellow Yellow Pro Stock Championship with the Jags car, and if we can't do it with that, we'd love to do it with Erica's car, and et cetera, with Vincent and Alex Coughlin. So that's coming from me, and they'd probably flip the order favorably to them in the same conversation. But it's going to be fun. Like I said yesterday, we're really looking forward to the summer months coming up. That's where this team is very good. Rick Jones and Mark work so well together on the chassis and the clutch combinations, and I think we're going to experience that tomorrow as well.
Pete?
Jag, as Scott already mentioned, you already have a win here at ZMAX, but this particular event, the 4-wide, have a certain amount of prestige to it that would make it something you want to put a notch that win here?
Yeah, it's vacant in my resume, if you want to say it that way. Quite bluntly, I've grown up my whole lifetime. We've watched 2-lane racing. We've experienced 2-lane racing, side-by-side drag racing, as we've known it again in my whole life. Flipping through a scrapbook that my mom started, probably in the early 70s. It's got some clippings of my father racing 4-wide at Dragway 42, probably in the mid-60s, if I had to guess, late 60s, and I haven't been through that book in a while. I should, coming here, but so yes, it would be, it's very prestigious to win the 4-wide. We've only had just over a handful of them now, and to add our name to that list would be very exciting, and history or time will tell here. We've got three rounds tomorrow to get it done, and we got a tough one right off the bat coming out in round 1. So that's why we race them, and looking forward to it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
One last one for Stan.
Is 3 runs to get the win, is that more pressure than 4 runs?
No, not really. What it is, it's mathematically you've got at least 2 more chances to be eliminated. When it's just you and one other car on the track, you've got a 50% chance of winning, so to speak, and we can all do the math on having 4 cars out. I guess it's still 50%, but nevertheless, it's anybody's game out there. You got to be on your toes when you're staging and be ready to let the clutch out. And that's just a fraction of it. In pro stock, we're banging gears about every second, the first 4 seconds. And it's so important, even the gear shifts nowadays. Before we didn't have a max rev limit ceiling. The NHRA imposed a 10,500 max rev limit at the start of the 2016 season, which is continuing here in 17. And we're trying to get every RPM we can out of this engine in every gear. So anything over our target is getting ready to hit into a rev limiter, and that will slow us down. So it's there's a lot going on, and again, I've said it enough, but I'm really looking forward to hitting the track tomorrow and see if we can't make put three strong packages together and hoist the wall at the end of the day.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect, great, thank you very much.
Thank you all.